So, given the evolving tax landscape, we've seen jurisdictions, if we stick with the Americas, like uh, you mentioned the Caribbean islands, and one that's become quite an interesting case study recently has been Barbados, right? Like Bermuda and some other jurisdictions, they have introduced like a remote worker type of visa, something that allows someone to come into the country and have an extended stay. But most interestingly, someone can stay for a year in the first instance and work and not be subject to any taxes. It's a bit of a carve out. And I guess in Europe, there are some jurisdictions that have interesting carve-outs. So, for example, the non-habitual residents in Portugal, the Beckham law in Spain, res non-dom Ireland in the UK. There's something similar in Belgium and Italy. Are you seeing any interesting carve-outs like that on mainland Latin America that will make it interesting for remote workers or for entrepreneurs?
I would say that the only country, I would say Panama and Uruguay, are mainly Uruguay. Let's try to, Uruguay and Argentina are like Germany and Switzerland. Switzerland is Uruguay and Germany is Argentina. The type of relationship, all the countries are big, there are big difference between them, but their relationship. So, for example, in Uruguay, we receive lots of Argentinians for many reasons, economic reasons, because they don't want to stay in Argentina due to taxes, due to different political differences, and they are coming to Uruguay. So, and Uruguay has, I would say, big incentives to try to attract people to live here. Those incentives are an exemption, a tax holiday of 10 years of any offshore income that the person might obtain. So it's a huge benefit, and I'm not aware that there is any regime like that in a Latin American country. I am aware that Europe, they compete on the attraction of individuals, but this is not the case of Latin America. But I would say that Uruguay is the country that competes on that and try to attract mainly Argentinians due to the proximity between both countries, to try to attract them to live in Uruguay, and that's why there are so many incentives, 10 years tax holidays for those that come here.
Okay, that is very interesting, and especially for people who are at the earlier phase or the growth phase of whatever they're doing, having that opportunity to save on taxes allows them to reinvest that into the company and perhaps accelerate their growth. So that is quite attractive. What about on the other side of the spectrum with retirees? I'm aware that there's some jurisdictions in Europe that make pension income, they give them preferential tax treatment as an incentive to bring retirees in. Is there anything similar to that in Latin America?
No. As far as from the case I mentioned from Uruguay, there are no cases like that. So there is no such tax competition on individuals like there is in Europe, in Latin America. The only country I would say that also Panama gives some tax incentives, but except from Uruguay and in some case Panama, the rest of the country, there is no that competition on the individual.
Okay, understood. So
please subscribe, like, share, and comment below. Our books and upcoming events are available at htj.tax. Email us at help@htj.tax to engage us, to advise on international tax or business matters.